Ngamihi o te wā in today's headlines, the road toll for last Labour weekend has been repeated this year. The official holiday weekend road period has ended with 7 fatalities and 4 crashes. 4 of the victims died in a 2-vehicle head-on smash near Gisborne. The Maori Council has lodged a case over water rights with the High Court in Wellington today. It's anticipated that could go all the way to the Supreme Court, but the Prime Minister hopes the courts will consider the timeline for the asset sales programme.
Which is we want to bring Mighty River Power to the market as early as March of next year, and so hopefully they'll put a bit of urgency around hearing of the applications.
A request from the court has postponed the government's plans to remove Mighty River Power from the State-Owned Enterprises Act in preparation for its partial float. A Waitangi Tribunal report recommends joint management of Te Urewera National Park and that the title be returned to Tuhoi. But it's slightly different to a provisional deal, and Minister Chris Finlayson doesn't think that will be renegotiated.
The key components of the agreement in principle were closely negotiated over quite a number of months, and I think we've got to a pretty happy space.
A new Independent Police Conduct Authority report on the treatment of youth offenders is encouraging less haste in putting them behind bars. And Principal Youth Court Judge Andrew Beecroft agrees that the incarceration period is a very vulnerable time for youth.
It would be wrong to see police cells as an easy option. They really ought to be, as the law emphasises, and indeed as the report makes clear, a last resort.
One of the 3 men accused in the vandalism of Jewish gravestones says he'll fight the case to the bitter end. Nathan Symington and 2 others who have name suppression are charged with willful damage. Symington maintains he is innocent and claims it's a police smear campaign against him. Christchurch schools facing closure or a merger might get more time to lobby the government over their future. Education Minister Hekia Parata is saying consultation with affected schools might be extended.
Over the next 3 weeks, I will be spending the bulk of my time in Christchurch visiting schools. If they present to me a case including about the extension of a timeline, I will certainly consider it.
100 members of the New Zealand Defence Force formed a guard of honour for the President of the Philippines in Wellington today. President Benigno Aquino received a state welcome at Government House this afternoon, and Prime Minister John Key says 3 agreements, including a holiday visa arrangement, have been signed following today's bilateral talks in the Beehive.
Geothermal cooperation area where New Zealand sees itself as having significant prowess, and a memorandum of arrangement on defence cooperation.
Into international news, the first poll on the 3rd and final US presidential debate confirms Barack Obama's comeback. Commentators agree aggressive tactics have again paid off for President Obama as he debated foreign policy with his opponent Mitt Romney. A CNN poll on undecided voters found 48% believe the president won this afternoon's debate, compared to 40% for Mitt Romney. That gives Obama 2 wins following Governor Romney's shock win in the first debate. A trial that provoked outrage in the global scientific community has culminated in a stunning verdict. 6 Italian scientists and a government official have each been sentenced to 6 years in jail on manslaughter charges for failing to predict the 2009 L'Aquila earthquake and alert residents to evacuate their homes. And finally, 64 excited New Zealanders have found out they'll be celebrating their birthday with Prince Charles this year. The Prince turns 64 on November the 14th, and 64 others with the same birthday have been chosen from 1,500 applicants to join the party at Government House in Wellington. And that list is in the Diamond Jubilee section of the Governor-General's website. Ka niwinga karere mātua mai te whare kōrero rima mō ora.